I am the exact same person that you wriggled in with that jumpsuit.
I don't think that's true. But I'm not the same either. That might still be muted.
What is good?
Hello, hello. It is us, the onlys, here once again. Only on the weekend.
Only on the weekend, and this one is another Sunday, special Sunday edition of Married with Issues Live.
Yeah.
Issue 67.
It's meant to go live yesterday, and then it just didn't happen. And then meant to go live at 6 today, but then I had to put laundry away and stuff, so.
Yeah.
But we're here now, so it works. Thank you so much, McD, for hanging out and being here with us. We truly appreciate it. It's good to see you.
What's going on, brother? Hope you had a good weekend.
I'm gonna have to catch JP's stream on the replay because he was waiting until Carlito got in, but JP Budget Collects got an A-OK from Carlito.
A second one.
Yeah, a second one. I think he's live right now. So.
Yeah. But yeah, this is issue 67 of Married with Issues Live. We're live at youtube.com/c/marriedwithissues. Usually every Saturday at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern.
I forgot about these.
Oh, I know. Yeah, shout out to Highway and Mark Knapp.
Yes.
For that giveaway on that one.
Thank you.
So yeah.
I don't have too much to go over this week.
So yeah, his and hers this week is definitely on the smaller side. So yeah, our budget was a little bit lower this week, but we did get a couple books. But what we're gonna focus on for this week's show is so DC FanDome was last week.
Reactions.
Yeah, and
are we going over that before we go over what little books we got?
No, we'll do the books first. But I'm just kind of, just giving a.
You think this wouldn't be my first day or something?
Right. I know we've only been kind of doing, well, I was going to say we've only been podcasting for like 4 years, but that's not true because there was a big break in there.
There was.
A big couple-year break, so.
But we've been doing the Married with Issues for almost a year. Well,
it has been a year because we already did our year. It's been over a year.
Has it been a year solid, or was it during our disappearance?
No, there was that couple-year disappearance. So if you take out that couple month, then yeah, we would be pretty much at about a year now.
Consistent.
Because remember, it was like back in January when we did our year.
That's right.
Because when we came back to doing like YouTube and stuff, it was after the New Year's when I hung out like with on Jeffrey Comic-Con stream on New Year's that year. And then we started our show back up, but at first, it was just the Soldier and Fuchsia Only show again.
No, I'm talking about like the July and August of last year.
When we started after the hiatus.
Yeah.
Okay, so since then, yeah, it would be almost a year, right?
So it would be a year consistent.
I guess it would, yeah, because.
Yeah, it would be.
It would be because it wasn't around like August, September or something. So.
Yeah, see, an accomplishment.
If not a year, it's pretty damn close.
I think that's right. Yeah, because it okay. See,
yeah.
So our work in progress of being more consistent is making a difference.
Yeah. So like, yeah, we didn't get our usual Saturday show off this week. I mean, every now and then we kind of have to do a Sunday one, but
true.
It makes me happy knowing that we at least do it. At least get one in on Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And
I work next Sunday though, so I'm not too excited about that. But I have Friday off.
Yeah.
So,
so
like
next week.
It's a catch-22. It's nice that I'm gonna have Friday off, but kind of sucks I'm gonna work Sunday.
Yeah, next week
time flies way too fast. I agree with you, McD.
For real, it does.
Way too fast.
And we do, so next week with you working Sunday, we do have to make sure that we hit the
Saturday show.
That Saturday one, yeah, like we usually do. Yeah. Right. All right. You can start off with your books. What did I do with my? Oh, mine are over there. I'll grab them in a second.
You're so silly. I didn't really get too much this week.
You got more than I did.
Yeah.
Not by much. Well, I mean, we each like had the same budget, obviously, because that's how we.
One of yours
that's
was
how we
the
do
price
it.
of two of mine. So that's why you got less than me.
Oh,
Actually,
and I'm glad McD's here because.
Oh yeah.
One of the things we got to check with him
Yeah. We
pertains to that.
yeah. But you ended up only getting like what 3?
Yeah.
Okay, and I think that's just because like 2 of them were the price of like 2 of mine. But yeah. So this one I really can't wait to read because this series has been really good. It's Mercy. And it's issue 5. And the variant to this cover is gorgeous. The variant is like the Mercy is down at the bottom and in purple, and like the drawing is like in black and white. But yeah, I had to pick up Mercy for Margaret and Dolfo's. This is issue 5. It's been a really good series. I've really been enjoying reading it, and I think you need to catch up on it.
I do.
I'm trying to get it without the glare. It's kind of hard because it's a white cover.
Yeah,
Maybe
they've had
if I
some
get
dope
it,
covers on that.
Yeah. But it's issue 5. Oh, go this way. I see there. There it goes. I really love this series. I think it's just been so good. If you're not reading it, you should be.
Yeah, because I only read the first one.
You need to catch up on it.
Okay, so
It's really good. I
so
like it.
I had to get Tech 1026 since it's like one of the series that I'm currently reading.
Yes.
This one had been in our hold for a little while, and being a big horror fan that I am, so this is Adventures into the Unknown 170 from 1967, which is actually the last year that this series was published. And it's from American Comics Group, and it's usually regarded as kind of like the first. I was reading online, like kind of like the first Golden Age, like series like dedicated to the horror genre during the Golden Age.
Were you talking about the detective cover, McD? It might have been. It was either that one or the Adventures into the Unknown. But that detective cover was pretty good too.
I think it was,
They had.
or it could have been your
really-
Mercy one though too. I think.
Which one was it? Just recently that I came across the variant. Was it that one? Let me see.
For what one?
Yeah, the variant to this one.
I think that's the
Looks
one
so
McDee's
good.
talking about. Yeah, he says
Yeah.
waiting for mine. You seen the tech variant?
Yeah, that one. It was. I would get it too.
So the
It was
one,
gorgeous.
so the variant to 1026, was that the one with Scarecrow, when he's got, or wait,
No, the variant to that one, it has Swamp Thing behind him. Not Swamp Thing.
Killer Croc?
Killer Croc. Yeah, my bad. It's yeah.
Okay.
I'm a special kind of special, but yeah, no, it had the Killer Croc behind him, and then it had like
Oh, and it's the one by Bermejo,
yeah.
because Bermejo's been doing them.
Didn't I show it to you? Where it like
I
has
think you
Killer
did,
Croc
yeah.
behind him, and then it like had and they're like down in the swamps or something.
Yeah, because I keep getting them confused between the Batman and the tech ones though, because there's
I think so.
there's been good Batman ones too, like
It
the
is
one I'm
awesome.
talking about with him, like the chokehold on
Scarecrow, yeah.
Scarecrow. Was that tech or Batman? I want to say I
I'm
think it
not
was
sure.
tech,
You would know. I'm not sure.
but I could be wrong because the variant actually that I just emailed our LCS about, the variant to Tech 27, so the next one is Art Germ
Okay.
with Batman and Batwoman, like kind of swinging through.
Then I had to get this one because it's just the Sandman universe and I love it. But it's Books of Magic 22. I had to get it. I've really been enjoying the Books of Magic series with the Sandman universe. Like, yeah. So here's 22.
I know, like
I really like how simple the art is in it. Like, it's not really too complex. It's just like it's simple and I love it. I really enjoy the way that Books of Magic reads with the art, like the interiors. I enjoy it quite a bit. And then, of course, this is the other one from the Sandman universe that I had to get is John Constantine Hellblazer.
God, that one's like cooking. That one's at issue 9.
Yeah, I'm currently behind on both of these right now. I like 3 issues behind, so I have 7, 8, and 9 to read of Hellblazer, and then
Yeah, because you have been slacking on your reading a little bit.
21, and 22 to read Books of Magic. I kind of been slacking, but I've still gotten a lot of reading in. At least a little bit. Yes, I had to get that one, Hellblazer.
Yeah, McD says, I've never read books of magic but love the covers. Yeah, they've been having some awesome covers on there. I mean, for the most part, all those Sandman Universe books has had some killer covers.
There was actually about 2 or 3 of them that almost made it into my top 5 that I still feel like should have. Like, my top 5 was not prepped. I tried to be prepared, and I was not, so I just grabbed all these other books. But, I mean, to be fair, they're still my favorite. But, yeah, there's a good few books of magic covers that almost...
It's,
even the ones with the dreaming where it had a Morpheus and the Crow and the black and the white. It was like issue 9.
Oh, that's
Even
right.
that one almost ended up in my top 5. Oh no, it is getting axed in October. I didn't know that.
I don't know though. We might have to look into that because some of those Sandman titles have
like,
been, but
House of Whispers was one of them. Because I remember when they started sending out new books again, Dave was saying that for Lucifer and House of Whispers, they were thinking about not doing any more issues and just having the rest come out in trade. So I think you are right. I think I did hear that.
Yeah, because we knew like a couple of the Sandman titles were.
Yeah.
Hellblazer, with it just launching, but at the same time, I wouldn't be surprised if it is though. Like if it hasn't been selling good at all. Like I mean, we've seen series get canceled that early before. I hope not, because I've been wanting to start reading it, but I'm still working my way slowly through the original Sandman before I get into all that. But to what I was saying, how you kind of been slacking reading, I've been reading a ton lately, but it's all been
Punisher.
The Garth Ennis Punisher. I was still working through that run.
Yeah. I did read Catwoman, and it was really good. I really enjoyed that issue of Catwoman.
Oh yeah, you did read that. Okay,
really,
so
really
here's the one for McD that I had to ask him. So here's, of course, Batman the Three Jokers. The one we ended up with is the I think it's the Fabok variant.
Yeah.
If I remember right.
There's 2 cards in there.
I think Fabok did that one. I could be wrong, but because I haven't took it out yet. But so as you see, I slid the cards in just in the sleeve. So the question I was going to ask you is if you were able to get the card, because I actually have 2 of the cards here, so we have one for you. Yeah, because our LCS said that they're doing like a different card for each issue. So like this was the one for the first issue.
Yeah.
And then so on and so forth.
Yeah. We have 2 of the cards in there, so we'll have to send out one of them to you as well, and the others. You heard, so McD is saying he heard that Batman and the Outsiders is getting axed too, along with Batgirl and Red Hood.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So if you heard it with all those, then it looks like it probably is then, because I heard that with all those ones too.
That's a bummer. I really like Hellblazer. It's been good, even though it's been short-lived.
What the hell is DC doing? Like,
going fishing too much? I don't know.
Or it's just too many people who aren't comic book people making decisions, you know, from like AT&T, because you know how AT&T owns them. And
Hellblazer is a character that's been brought back, so he has other back issues and stuff, like back story arcs and trades, but they're axing a lot of Sandman universe stuff, and yeah.
There is.
I don't know why, but I've been enjoying the John Constantine Hellblazer. I just hope if they're axing it, that since we're aware it's going to end, that they wrap it up nicely and don't leave it as a cliffhanger, hiatus.
Yeah.
Story mid-summer, you know, like I'm just hoping that's not the case, because you know, if they know it's going to be canceled, the least they could do is write out a good ending that doesn't have any loose ends.
Yeah, to your point though, there is some older Hellblazer runs that I've been wanting to read. Our LCS has like all those thick Ultimate Collection size, like 12 of them.
There's been some of them that are Books of Magic that I've wanted to get to.
Yeah,
because I really enjoy Books of Magic. It's one of my favorites from the Sandman universe. And then this is the last one I got. It was just one of the free comic book day ones, and I almost didn't get it. I haven't really been getting any of the free comic book day ones at all, but when I went over there to take a look at it, what had drawn me in to get it was the fact that it said it's also featuring Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology. So I had to get it on free. Yeah. So it was one of the free comic book day books. But it was that bottom part right there that I noticed it was Neil Gaiman's Norse mythology that I'm like, okay, this is a free comic book. I'm gonna have to get it. So
Yeah.
I haven't had the chance to read any of them yet, but
Yeah, I'm interested to kind of read that to see what that is. Actually, now that I just think about it, I don't know if that's the
yeah, I liked it.
because
And I
because
love
Neil,
Neil
'cause Neil
Gaiman.
Neil Gaiman was nominated for an Eisner for some short story that he did, and I can't remember the name of it. It might
It could
maybe.
be that.
No, I wanted to
don't know.
say it was called something else maybe,
Yeah.
but
I
yeah, he
just-
was.
I had only spotted the Norse mythology and Neil Gaiman. I'm like,
Yeah, you just
I have
cut.
to
Yeah,
get it.
Neil Gaiman's name caught your eye there.
Yeah, Critical Role Vox Machina Origins.
Yeah, I think we heard. Yeah, McD says it's a sick cover. I think I have that one coming too, but as far as I know, I don't think I'll not be getting one because I think the card is only able to get at LCSs. At least that's what I heard. Yeah, that's what I think we heard too. I think ours was saying something. It was just like.
Well, and I saw somebody else post the same book, or a different cover of the book, but the same title. And then he had like a pack, like a deck of cards that looked like, but
Like still like in the cellophane wrap.
yeah, like still in the wrap. But then, and so like for a second, I thought it was gonna be like a deck of cards, like a full deck.
Mm-hmm.
But when we got there, I mean, they had a bunch of them on the counter that were just kind of there for free, but they did set a few of them aside for us that we had that we have
like
the
behind
two.
the counter.
But yeah, it was just the one card. So I wonder if the ones that we saw in the pack were just like all the same ones. It just wasn't opened, or what? I don't know.
I bet that's what
Hey,
that guy's
Lasso,
was.
thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Yo, Lasso, how you been? Yeah, it's been a little while.
You are so very welcome. It's no worries at all.
Oh,
McD.
for real, yeah.
I'm glad that we're able to get them. Maybe,
I am too.
hopefully here soon we'll be able to get your AOK out, because we've been meaning
I know.
to.
I
We
want to
had
get it
full
out so bad.
intentions of getting it out here a lot sooner, and then life happened. But we're still gonna
Yeah.
get it out to you here soon, super soon. It's a
Yeah,
work
what
in
is-
progress, but it'll be super soon here.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Yeah. But then, yeah, those were the only books I grabbed.
Yeah, so like we said, our the his and her hunt was a little
Short.
a little bit shorter this week.
And then next week is probably when I'll get the Batman and Detectives to finish out the True Identity
Yeah,
collection of Bat and Cat.
yeah, because I mean we've literally searched out every. Well, actually, we were pretty stoked to find. We have kind of talked a little bit on the show about there is a couple like small shops up north we haven't been to.
Oh yeah, I came across.
That's like a half hour or something up north, but you came
Yeah.
across.
I was on was that this morning or yesterday? I think it might have been
I
yesterday.
think it might have been yesterday.
I slept a lot yesterday, and I slept a lot today. I've been lazy this weekend. But yeah, no, I came across it on Instagram, and it was Hobby Lobby that was like in Clarefield.
It was
And they had so many books.
it was like end zone hobby
Endzone,
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I found it because I was on Instagram, and it was one of the sponsored ones, and it said Utah's greatest comic book store, and I'm like, wait, what? There's
I
another
know.
one?
Yeah.
And so then I looked it up, and it is in Clarefield. It's about half-hour drive away up north from where we're at, but the photos of their shop, and like it looks
Wow.
massive, and it looks so awesome to go dig into.
It
It's
looks like the type of place we can get in some trouble.
they even had puzzles.
Oh, I know.
I could
yeah.
get in some serious trouble with
Like
puzzles, 'cause
puzzles
I
and
still
board
have,
games and
I'm still working on my Bombshells puzzle,
they
and like
they had a section to themselves of just like hardcover, like all just like Marvel like oversized hardcovers and
they had a killer selection. So we're gonna have to go up to Clearfield here soon.
yeah. Based off the pictures though,
Hopefully next month we'll be able to get yours out too. But yeah, it was a really cool like, and it showed like shelves and shelves of trade paperbacks and hardcovers, but it also showed like the kind of layered ones where it was like just all issues and back issues.
that's what I was
and
gonna say is like
they actually had that one right there for $300.
Oh yeah, the first Silver Age appearance of
Yeah. So
Catwoman.
we're gonna have to go there.
But yeah, think of this. So, because that's actually what I was gonna say is based off the pictures, I couldn't really tell like the size of their back issue. You know,
Yeah.
like comparing it to like Bullets or Black Hats. But their wall books that they had pictures of, they had some killer big boy books.
Yes, they
Like
did.
they had one of my grails. It was a raw one, so it wasn't slabbed yet, but it was a raw FF48.
It was still 5,000.
No, FF1.
Oh, that's right. What was the?
They had it. Yeah, they had an FF1 for 5,000. That was raw, but it looked pretty clean.
It did look really
But they had a raw FF48 for what was it, 200 or 300? It was 200, right?
2.
Yeah, 200. And I mean, it looked like it did have some love. You know, it had been loved, but definitely a copy I would definitely pick up for 200.
Oh yeah, it was
Like-
it was still in good enough condition to be bought for that amount.
Yeah.
And I am super proud of you, Lasso. He
Oh yeah, what do you say?
bought his second Catwoman 80th anniversary special. I loved the 80th anniversary special.
I know. I still need to
I-
read that. Actually, I still need to read all of them
I enjoyed all of the stories that were in there.
because we've got all of them except Robin's. We didn't get Robin's.
Right.
I think that's the
still
only
need to
one
read
we
the
didn't
Joker ones. But yeah, the Catwoman ones I loved. I enjoyed all of the stories in that one. I thought they were good.
get. Yeah, you told me about that there were some good ones in there.
Yeah, I was like, because when I came across that shop, I noticed that one was one that they had, and they had it for like 300, and it looked clean.
It looked really clean, too.
Way good. And I
Yeah.
was just like,
It looked a lot like
Wow.
yours.
yeah, we'll have to go there sometime soon.
Yeah, Magic Lasso says I want that Lois Lane. It's
Yeah.
funny since that
It's-
since that has been a-okay to you, you've kind of started picking up some other issues from the run.
Mhm.
Um,
Well, there were some others that I was picking up beforehand, like the
that's true.
but not as many.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it definitely gave you more incentive to kind of keep working on it.
There's one Lois Lane one that I really want. I don't remember the issue number, but it is a book that's recently gotten hot or spiked, where she goes.
Oh, it's that controversial one when
Yeah. I don't remember what issue it is, but I want it.
she like goes into that machine. It's like a machine or something that turns her
Yeah, I'm gonna Google
Where-
search it real quick because I need to know what.
where she's like African American for a day, isn't it? Like she's for a day. I just want to read it more than anything because I haven't read that.
Same.
I haven't read that story, and
I'm looking it up right now because I don't know what issue it is.
I mean-
you don't spell super with an M. Jesus.
I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think of what year that came out, but I'm sure, I'm sure it was during a different time, you know. So I don't know, like if the story itself is, like, you know, like super offensive or anything like that. But I just know, like you said, it has been seen some action again more recently.
I know the cover of it. I just don't know the issue. But
Yeah,
it
it's the
is-
cover. It's got her like coming out of like the machine thing, I think.
Oh, yeah, look at there's the one I have.
Yeah, Lasso says I'm collecting
We have
Lois
that
Lane
one, too.
backwards. I started with the last issue and working my way forward. You know what's funny? That's how we kind of started World's Finest.
It really is.
The
too.
first issue of World's Finest we got was the final issue, and it even says like final issue on it. And that's what got us kind of.
Oh yeah, we got the Bizarro Flash one. There it is. It's issue
Oh yeah, right there.
106.
Is that what it is? 106.
Yeah, number 106.
So it's a 106. It looks like it's a 15 center. So
Yeah.
yeah, it was back there.
Yeah.
15 center. That's
I
probably.
don't know if that's gonna.
What's that, like late 60s, early 70s?
I don't know if that like on. Cover your face. No, I'm kidding. I don't know if
I
it's
know,
gonna
I know.
clear up, but yeah, that might be a crappy quality. I don't know if it like focused or not, but yeah, that's one of the Lois Lane books I want to find. And there's just a few others that I've picked up though. You know, like the Bizarro Flash, and then there's also the one that we won on Comigories where it was like a. I don't remember what the category was, but it was that purple one where it was like,
Oh.
look, I'm super like you. Now can we get married?
Now can we finally get married? Because
Yeah.
she's like the woman of Steel. Like bullets are like bouncing off of her. And
Yeah. So I've been getting more of them.
yeah, McD says the 2 runs I want to complete is Red Hood and IDW TMNT.
It's so
Dude-
better.
Dude, have you
Yes. I agree.
McD? Did you read much of the like the New 52 Red Hood? Because we have the omnibus of it, and I've been meaning to read it, and I can't remember how long, how many issues it ran, but I think the Omni we have is probably like the first like 40 or something. I think
so.
like it's one of the big ones, but
Are you interested in the TMNT variants?
I don't know if I've seen. Isn't there like some connecting ones or something? I don't think if that's the ones I think I've heard about. I haven't seen them, but I mean, hell, I'm interested in anything turtles.
There's an older one that's Batman that has turtles on it. That's in the prices marked at Volts that I've been seeing, still there.
Oh, it's probably
I
from
think
the first series.
Yeah, I think they have it for like $10.
It's probably from the series. I'm actually reading the hardcover right now.
Oh yeah, I
that
think
we
it is
have.
that one. Yeah, because it is an older one. It's not a new one or anything like that.
Because they've done I think they've done three series, Batman and TMNT.
I think so.
Yeah, because we have the hardcover to the first one.
Hey,
and
Stay Puff, thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Yo, Pup. And I think I'm about halfway through it. I need to finish it, but God, that Garth Ennis' run of Punisher just hooked me, and I flew through book 2. I'm already halfway through book 3.
I flew through Catwoman and Ant-Man, and it was a good ending to Ant-Man. I enjoyed the overall story, but
And I actually just read, and speaking of Pup, I know Pup's gonna know this story arc. It's usually regarded as, so Garth Ennis, that run is usually regarded as like one of the definitive Punisher runs. But I just finished the story arc that's kind of like regarded as the best arc from that run, and it's the Slavers. And God, that it's so good. I mean, like, because you're gonna read it
that
soon.
You showed me where it was just like,
Yeah.
wow.
But like Punisher, even for him, he had to go to some dark ass places to hunt those villains.
So the reason McD was asking about the TMNT variants is because he has a few spare in case you were interested in them, soldier.
Oh hell yeah, yeah. Like I said, I mean, I'm a way bigger Turtles fan than you would think, since like I don't have that much Turtle stuff. It's pretty pathetic.
I'm
like,
going
really.
to need like a day's time to just like search through that closet, because I bet you anything, it's in there. That picture
It's
like,
somewhere.
I know there's like a 98% chance it's in that closet. It's just a matter of what box it's in.
Because then I know that we even found the pictures of me as a kid when I was at the concert.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think even that one back then, it was called like the what is it, mutagen, or
I think
it's
so.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
The TMNT is just a weird thing for me because I was such a huge fan of him back in the day, but it's kind of been so long since I've.
You know what meme I really love that I see every once in a while is it has a rat running down the street, or like running down the stairs with a piece of pizza, and it's just a meme that says, "You may see a dirty rat in like a dirty area, but I see a single father trying to support his kids."
Yep.
I always love that meme every time I come across it. It brightens my day, and I still love how it's like rumored and how the chemicals that made Daredevil blind got down into the.
Oh, I mean, it's not much of a rumor. I mean,
not a rumor.
I mean,
that's the wrong way to put it. But
even
like,
Kevin Eastman himself said that in that
I love that
the Toys That Made Us interview when he was talking about the history of TMNT, and he was saying how big of a fan he was of Frank Miller's Daredevil. And he wanted his origin to kind of coincide with the.
That's what I liked.
But I think there's something where like Marvel doesn't like officially recognize it or something. There's like I went down that rabbit hole once and was kind of reading into it, and there's something to it where like Marvel won't officially recognize it, but in Eastman's mind,
that's in my mind,
and in my mind it is too.
Yeah, because it didn't make him go blind. You don't know what it could have done to
And
turtles.
and in a lot of Daredevil books, they say the chemicals itself like enhanced his all his senses. It's not just for the fact because like even in the real world, like blind people can, it heightens their other senses that they have. It's not just that, like the
Right.
chemicals also heightened all of his abilities to supernatural levels.
I agree, McD. He says that he highly recommends you get into TMNT again.
Oh yeah, I've been wanting to, and
I agree.
yeah, because McD recommended a good jumping on point was City at War, and I saw two trades that are LCS.
Yes.
Because I think it was like a bigger story arc, if I'm not mistaken. Because I think it was like a part 1, part 2 kind of thing for the trade. So it's usually when it's 2 trades, it's like 10 to 12 issue, like arc thing. So that's kind of where I've been planning on jumping on.
I need to read more.
I know.
There's not enough time in the day to read.
I know.
But we're
Like
seeing
I
how
need
it's
to
been
I need to
really
work on more like the newer single books and stuff. Get caught up on like a lot of the current series. But like I said, just that Garth Ennis Punisher Max run.
I meant to do a post of my top 5 Spidey covers for D-Runk's challenge thing, and it was so much harder to actually do it than I thought it was going to be. It was like, I was going to take a picture of all of them and post them, but I haven't done that yet. I might get around to it. We'll see.
Well, I mean, that's going to be some stuff that we're going to start doing on the show. I mean, we've always had like a top 5 segment that we bring out every now and then.
We could do like top 5 variants and top 5 Delatos and
yeah. I mean, we're gonna get like where
Royals
it's like niche, where it's like top 5 like ASM covers, like strictly ASM, or top 5 Jim Lee Batman covers, like strictly Jim Lee Batman.
There's a few other really good Catwoman ones. There's just so many. It's so hard to choose.
Catwoman she has a big history of awesome covers, especially going all through her first series with Balin, second series, all the Adam Hughes ones.
I did see that post that you did where it was Robert Pattinson's going to be the worst Batman ever, and then it shows him kicking butt, and then it says Robert Pattinson is going to be the best Batman ever. Like, after the show, I ended up saying that, and I was laughing so hard I couldn't. It was pretty good.
Nice segue there.
Yeah.
So
you kind of lost sight of the tracks there for a second.
I know. So yeah, getting right into it. So
I'm so terrible with it.
So yeah, a lot of this stuff from DC FanDome, like the trailers and stuff, we didn't watch until after our Saturday show last week. So we didn't have a chance to really talk about them. From our thoughts and everything.
I'm interested to see how they're going to do Cheetah, because it showed her for a
We'll get to that one eventually. Let's go down the...
Oh, you put on that one? Okay.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, I put on... Look. Okay, come here. Okay, see this?
You know how little I pay attention. I try.
We'll go down the line.
Okay. Whatever you say, boss.
So the Batman trailer obviously is like
the
the first one. The one that you were just talking about, too.
Yes. I think the Batman one looks good. And I love how instead of them saying I am Batman, how he says I am vengeance.
I love that.
That is just brilliant. I love it. It has as much impact as I am Iron Man, but it's I am vengeance. Like, it's just so good.
For me,
I'm excited for it. I think, yeah.
Wait, when he said vengeance instead of Batman, for me, and I'm sure probably the same way for McD, because I know he's a big animated series fan too, that's the first that I thought of, was like the animated series, I am vengeance,
And wasn't that Conway or...
yeah, Kevin Conroy. Yeah, Kevin Conroy.
Yeah.
Who, to this day, is still like the Batman, the voice I hear in my head when I'm reading Batman. Like,
he has the best Batman voice ever.
Yeah.
Out of all of them.
Yeah, no matter how many people play him in movies.
I think it's gonna be good too. I agree, because
So before we seen that,
knowing that I hadn't seen Robert Pattinson in anything else, but knowing that he didn't like Twilight and doesn't like being associated with it.
Oh, he hates it more than anybody.
I still gave him the benefit of the doubt, because it's like you never know.
Mm-hmm.
So
he's actually a really damn good musician too. If you haven't I showed you some of his music?
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't even sound like him. You wouldn't think in a million years it's even him.
Yeah. So I am excited for it. I think he's gonna do good, and I think it's going to be good.
Okay, so going into it, I mean, me and you were pretty, like, right off the bat, you know, like we were like, oh my god, here we go, and then you know we're kind of like, oh, but you know we could see it kind of going either way.
Right.
I was surprised by this. Like, I mean, I was always like looking forward to it, but with you know a good amount of like reservations as well.
I am vengeance.
I still have some reservations.
Yeah.
I still have some, but holy cow, it did a lot.
I think it
Did a lot go away. I mean, and so not only was it
Andy from England, thanks for joining us. Good to see you.
Oh, Andy. So not only was I surprised by him, I mean, I was like really.
Yeah, since day one, McD says he's gonna be a good Bruce Wayne Batman.
Yeah, because like you, I haven't really seen him in anything else either.
Yeah.
I mean, I've known that he's done a bunch of other stuff and even nominated for awards and that he's been really good in other stuff.
You know what makes me sad, though?
Wait, hang on, but what I was saying real quick is, like, I was surprised by, like, the tone of the film. Like, it was, like, a lot darker than I was even thinking it was going to be.
That, too, yeah.
You know?
And I'm really glad that they're finally going down that route of having Batman be
the world's greatest detective too.
Yeah.
That's the part I'm really looking forward to.
That's what I'm really excited for, cause is that it's going deeper into some of these story arcs that the comics have.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and speaking of which, Matt Reeves,
hear about
the writer and director Matt Reeves, after that trailer dropped at FanDome, he confirmed like a little bit more stuff. How a lot of people have been thinking that this is kind of like a year one. That this is like his first year. He said technically this is his second year of being Batman. So he's like in his second year.
So he's still pretty fresh to being Batman.
And he also said like they're not adapting as much from Frank Miller's year one as people were originally thinking. It's actually more from Darwin Cook's oh hell. I can't remember the name of it, but it's like Batman, the ego and something. I wish I would have wrote it down, but yeah, a totally different
really
Darwin Cook series.
Yeah. He's actually a really good actor. He's been in some really good movies. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that's
I
what
could
I've heard.
see him.
Yeah. That's definitely what I heard. I'm excited for
I mean,
it.
so how I stumbled across his music, like back in the day, it was when I was drawing all the time, remember?
Right. Well, yeah, of course I remember. I miss when you drew
I know
all
you
the
mentioned
time.
it all
You
the
need
time.
to start drawing again because you're fucking phenomenal at it.
So remember how I would always listen to like those like Slacker Radio and Pandora Radio, like playlists. It was when I was listening to like a lot of that like indie acoustic gospel whiskey runners.
Yeah, hold on. That's such a good song.
Yeah, stuff like that.
That's a really good one.
And this one song, or it was a couple songs, but I could tell it was by the same person, just kind of kept recurring. And I was like, God, this is good. Who is it? And I look at it, it says Robert Pattinson. I'm like, no fucking way.
I remember you being surprised.
I'm like, that Robert Pattinson? Because this is, mind you, this is a lot closer to the Twilight days, too, you know? Like.
Yeah. I remember when you showed me, it was like, oh, wow.
Well, yeah, because first I played it, and I'm like, can you tell who this is? And you're like, yeah.
Yep. But no, what I was going to say that made me sad was finding out about Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, I did. I wanted to get into that later, too, after the FanDome stuff. It's kind of like an end thing, but...
Oh, am I throwing another wrench in it?
Of course you are.
I almost thought it was a shotgun.
I didn't have it on the list thing, because I did forget to put that on, but yeah, so, I mean, I'm shocked by that Batman one. Like, when he's wailing on that fool, like, I love that part.
And it's going to be interesting to see a darker side of Batman on film. Or in film.
Yeah, because we've said that with, like, the Ben Affleck Batman. You know, we liked that darker one. All right, so the next one we watched, it was the first look at James Gunn's Suicide Squad.
Wasn't it the Suicide Squad that Nathan Fillion and Peter Capaldi are going to be in?
Yeah.
That's what I thought.
The Suicide Squad that so many people are in that I don't know if anybody had a clue. I had never read anything about that many people being in it.
We get the same actress as for Harley, and it kind of seemed like she looked happier in the trailers for the different type of Harley.
Yeah, we knew Harley was going to be in it. Idris Elba we knew was going to be in it.
Some of the
Is it Jay Courtney, the guy who plays Captain Boomerang?
Yeah.
We knew he was going to be returning.
some of the actors from the first one are still going to be in the second one. Or
Oh, Waller was back, huh? In
yeah,
the
Waller
trailer.
was one of them that was
Yeah.
back too. But then there was a bunch of others
Oh, and
that
Flag.
were like,
Rick Flag.
Mhm.
It was the same Joel. Is it Joel Kinnaman or something?
plus as well, let's be fair, it's hard not to find an actor who hasn't been in a bad film, but that doesn't necessarily make a bad actor, depending on who you're talking about. I agree,
For real.
100%. That's so true.
I mean, because you watch those, like everyone's acting in those films were just awful,
Mhm.
except his.
Yeah. Well, it's like how I get really nervous to watch movies that are made from books because
Oh, yeah.
a series of unfortunate events has never been properly captivated in film the way that it was when I read them all the way,
Well-
like when I was so addicted to reading them all the time. But the only successful one that I think of most when it comes from books to film is Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But I think that's also because J.K. Rowling kept her foot in the door of what was going on with the casting and the directing
kept in
and
the loop
the
and-
story. Yeah, like, she had a lot more play behind the scenes, and I think that's like one of the reasons why it was so well done. But
Yeah, I
other
could
titles,
see that.
like I always just get nervous when it's books into movies, or even with, like comics too, into like animated series. It just like
Oh yeah.
makes me nervous.
I mean, even adapting like.
Hey, Mr. Girl, thanks for joining us.
Yo.
Hello.
I mean, even adapting like a series of books or something is going to be different than adapting like comics too. You know.
Yeah.
And a lot of times when you see those adaptations that aren't done well at all, it's usually cases or scenarios where not the creator really has the rights to it, so it's kind of just a studio getting
Yeah.
who they think should do it, putting it out where the creator doesn't really have much to do with it.
Yeah. So I am interested though to see the new Suicide.
But yeah, the
Squad,
new
'cause,
Suicide
like,
Squad, yeah, I was surprised by that one too.
I think it looks good. I think it's gonna be good.
I mean, I didn't think it was going to be bad, but I just don't really know how much I was really looking forward to it. Because I'd rather have
I
him
just-
back working on Guardian, which he's going to be.
I wasn't expecting that many big actors though.
No.
That's
I mean, I
one
wasn't-
thing that surprised me was seeing how many big actor names like Nathan Fillion, Peter Capaldi, and so many others that were in there. It was just like, whoa, okay, now this, it seems like they're setting it up to be a lot more than just the one movie.
I don't know. I mean, but with James Gunn going back to Marvel, I mean, unless he can work out something to where.
I agree. McD said Lord of the Rings, maybe
ooh.
not Hobbit still liked, but the Lord of the Rings was very good at adapting into
Yes.
film. I agree with you there.
100%, yeah.
I agree.
I love the Lord of the Rings movies, those three. I mean,
Well, and by the time he finally
I
got me to
haven't really
watch
seen
them, I was
any
like
of the Hobbits.
flipping out by that last one where I'm like, you
Just
goddamn
drop the damn thing.
You got this far, just drop it. I
I know,
was like
nine-
screaming at the TV.
Like 9 hours of movies later,
I
they're
stood
finally
awake during all of it, and it was actually really good. I enjoyed it. I thought it, like I'm
I
glad that I
love those
actually
movies.
watched it. But my God, I was yelling at the TV by the time we got to that last one, and it was like, just drop it already. You've been through so much. Just drop it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, that one was
It may just be a show or a movie, but the emotional damage is real. Where
always.
it's like, it just captivates those strong emotions.
Especially
so.
certain episodes of like Doctor Who has
Mhm.
always gotten us. The MCU, I think, for the most part, is what gets me the most. Like Endgame, like all
Yeah.
3 times seeing it in the theater, I was a fucking blubbering mess at the end of that.
Oh, it's so good. And like
Every time, just him saying Avengers Assemble finally, like, like,
even with Endgame, Chadwick Boseman, and it's just like he continued to work.
yeah. Before
They
we get
kept
into
it
Wonder
under
Woman,
wraps.
I can tell you're wanting to get to that. So
Well, it's like I may as well go over it now.
no, I know. I mean, I was gonna do it after all the DC FanDome stuff, but kind of keep it together. But no, like I mean,
I am
it's
so not structured.
it's
like you.
crazy. Like I wonder how many people close to him actually knew.
That's what I wondered too. Well, and it's like my mom's making a good point that it's like the Feige and then would have had to know something.
Exactly. I thought that same thing today.
They would have had to have like at least some kind of idea. But
You would think,
yeah.
like, at the very least, Feige would know.
Yeah. And it's just like it's heartbreaking.
It
And
really is. I mean,
he was amazing.
he's such a good
He was-
actor, and
yeah.
he had such a huge future ahead of him. I mean,
Mhm.
even though, like, I mean, since Black Panther, I mean, he had already started doing some other projects and stuff,
I
but
still really want to see 21 Bridges. And there is actually one other movie that is coming out on Netflix that was the last one he was in. I don't remember the
Oh,
name of it,
I
but it
heard
has
I saw something about that.
Viola, not Viola, is it Viola
Viola
Davis?
Davis.
Yeah, I think it was Viola Davis, and it's a Netflix movie it was the last one he was in. But
I
just,
still
like,
I didn't how did I not even I don't think I knew about the Jackie Robinson movie.
yeah. When I was talking to my mom, I was like, "Oh yeah, he was even in a baseball movie," and she's like, "A baseball movie?" And she just like turned it like, "You mean Jackie Robinson?" I'm
Yeah,
like,
like
I did,
the
yeah,
baseball movie.
yeah. I
Not
was
just
like,
not
I
just
don't
a
know
baseball movie.
sports. I don't, but
I
yeah,
love
it was-
baseball though,
yeah.
and I really want to see that one now. I want to say that I saw something like it might be on Netflix, but I
We'll
could
have
be
to
full of
check.
shit. I don't know. Don't quote me.
We need to watch
just
Netflix
something
more.
on things.
But it just came to such a surprise, and it's like even the picture of him showing like that he had done a video where you could tell he had lost weight. It
Yeah, there's
just,
that
like-
recent one that you showed me. Yeah.
And then he ended up removing it because of like the reactions and stuff to what people
Oh, he was
were
starting to
saying.
get, yeah, he
Yeah.
even started getting like body shamed and stuff. I mean, because obviously, I mean, people
Yeah.
didn't know, but,
But it
it
was
still doesn't, it's not an excuse.
yeah, it was still definitely hard to see that weight loss because it's just it's never an easy thing. But I can't. He was an incredible actor, and he will
was.
definitely be missed. I think at some point Feige or one of them had to have a general
You would
idea
think.
because of the chemo between like for the past 4 or 5 years. But
Yeah.
he was just still so incredible that even going through chemo, he would still do the movies just
Yeah,
because,
and-
like,
And
so may he rest in peace.
Puff actually said on his show yesterday,
Mhm.
that's strength. Like, that's
Agreed. Yep,
that-
it is 100%
that's more than
strength.
Wakanda Forever. That's Wakanda Strong. Like,
That is Wakanda strong.
like, could you imagine filming that shit? Like, oh my hell. Like,
I turned in
Infinity
the biggest
War
pan-
and Endgame and
yeah. Even
well,
when I
God,
get
and
the
then
slightest
he
bit
filmed Black
sick,
Panther
I
right
think-
before that too. So he
Mhm.
went like Black Panther right to Infinity War, right to Endgame, like.
dedication and strength.
And then
it's
that one with the Russo brothers, the 21 bridges or 16 bridges or whatever the hell number of
Mhm.
bridges it is, that came out pretty damn soon after Endgame. Like,
yeah.
he had to have been. I bet that's what he was doing. He was probably working nonstop. Like, I'm sure he didn't want to be at home.
Yeah, that too.
I-
He was strong, and he's definitely going to be missed. And
Yeah.
this year is just one of the worst that's ever been.
Yeah, this year's just.
It's been a joke. But we got Batman 3 Jokers that I am excited to read.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and get that read tonight.
So yeah, rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. And it's like my mom
Yeah.
was the one that informed me. And
Yeah, that's how we
like,
found out about it.
She thought for sure that we would have already heard about it. I'm like, well, we
I mean,
usually
yeah.
But we've been kind of more tired and out of it. But
All right.
it is very heartbreaking. He did so much as a person and an actor fighting the silent battle. I hope all the people who trolled him and bullied him for body shaming it. I agree. I hope
real.
they feel so bad now because it's like
I'm sure some do. But
There-
the sad thing is, I'm sure some don't.
yeah. There was even part of a meme that I had seen where it's like you never judge somebody for you never know what they're going through, and half the time it isn't
Yep.
even your damn business. So it's like
Yeah.
but that's one thing I love about this community is that we're all so kind and nice and generous and loving and caring, and it's a side of people that you don't see very often. But it's part of
Yeah,
what
it really
makes me
is.
love being a part of this comic community and getting to know all of you, and
Mhm.
so yeah,
Exactly.
there's that.
where was it? Oh yeah, so yeah, getting back to the fandom stuff. Another
Yes.
trailer we watched was the
Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman 84, which it wasn't the first trailer. I think this was like the second, because we had seen like trailers before.
I think this one was the second. I'm
So,
interested to see how they do Cheetah because
but it
it
was the first
showed-
time we did get like a
yeah.
quick glimpse of Kristen Wiig post as Cheetah post transformation.
I think she's gonna do really good. It's just the little clip short shot that you see of her as Cheetah. It was kind of dark lit, so like you couldn't really see all the details. That I think for the most part they might have nailed it, but I can't say it with 100% because the way that they showed in the trailer is kind of hard to see with it being like a darker tone and darker like nighttime or something like that, you know, that it was just
It
like
almost
harder
looked like
to
her,
see.
yeah, her fur was almost like a grayish.
Yeah.
Where, you know, in the books, it's, I mean, it's like straight up cheetah print, you know,
Yeah.
like the orangish, you know, brownish, orangish and black. And because the one thing I've been wondering the whole time, though, is how, like, animalistic it was going to be, you know?
I have to say this Magic Lasso's comment. I'm staying as spoiler free as possible for Wonder Woman 84, so I muted you temporarily. You can wave at me though.
All right, yeah, when we're done with the Wonder Woman stuff.
Yeah, we can do that.
I do that sometimes to some stuff like that. I don't
I know,
wanna
I'll be
spoiled on.
watching a stream and they'll be talking about something. I'm like, wait, no, turn that off. I don't want spoilers. I'm like, okay, my bad. I mean, it's okay. But yeah, so I mean, I think it looks good. I think there's some potential with how she looked, but I can't say with 100% because it was dark
Yeah.
and it was just like a quick, like a second.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't.
Like she was like jumping in there.
Yeah.
Because like what I was saying, the thing I've been wondering the whole time about it is how
Girl.
animalistic she was gonna be, you know, because in the comics, I mean, she's literally like a cheetah with tits, pretty much, you know, like.
Carol
That's
says
up
that he also has this on mute, so he's not sure what the combo was about.
Oh.
We're just two lost souls sitting in a fishbowl.
The hell was I saying? So yeah, based off the quick flash that you kind of get of it,
Glance, yeah.
I was kind of surprised that
Happy belated birthday to Caleb too.
Oh yeah,
King
yeah,
Shark and Batman toys.
yeah, those are dope. Oh, speaking of Batman toys, the new one that we saw McFarlane announced.
There is a new McFarlane one that's gonna be Batman, and I wasn't until you found it that I realized. Oh wait, I knew I saved that video. It was like from a week ago that I saved it because you weren't in the room when I came across it, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna have
Oh,
to
it was
show
that
this
long
during-
ago?
Yeah, Todd McFarlane had posted it like 9 days ago.
Why don't I ever see all these videos from Todd McFarlane that you're always showing me?
Because you're not on Instagram as much as I am.
Which is why I'm so bad at checking my messages too, is because I post to Instagram, but I don't like.
He is the worst, guys. Like, even when I was getting back home from going and getting meds and hanging out with my mom and doing laundry and everything, I was calling him to, like, come down and help carry some of the groceries up that I had to get on the way home. And I called him, like, 4 different times, and he still didn't answer. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, where is your phone?
I was in here setting up the banners for the show that you don't read, so you don't know what order we're.
That's fair, but you really got to work on answering your phone and messages.
I do those banners more for the viewers, so if someone drops in right now, they can see what we're talking about.
This is true.
God.
But I never know what I'm talking about, so
either
it's
do
like,
I. So
yeah, he says, but it's because he's eating and is supposed to be on, and supposed to be on
is
the
it supposed to
phone.
be on the phone or not supposed to be on the phone?
Not supposed. That's what I thought.
Not supposed. Okay,
I
yeah.
figured it was a typo.
That's what
Yeah.
I thought it was
That's
too.
reasonable. I know, it's like I was watching D-Runk's show earlier where he was announcing the winner, and like I was hopping in the chat there, but I was at my mom's and so I couldn't quite hear it, and I didn't want to like necessarily turn it up like all the way, so I was just like kind of like. But subtitles are awesome sometimes though too.
Oh yeah, McD. Yeah, McD said something about the Red Hood too.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
did hear about a Red Hood they're doing. I don't think I've seen it, but.
Was there anything else we were going over with
Well, yeah. So yeah, what I was
Wonder
saying
Woman?
at the end of that, I mean,
I think it looks good.
I think I was actually surprised by how animalistic they went with it. You know.
Yeah,
I'm glad that they are doing it, and I kind of hope that they do pull it off. Another thing that I'm wondering about
thinking
it
they
though
might be able to pull it off.
is, since the beginning, I thought Kristen Wiig was kind of a weird choice for a superhero movie villain. I mean, she's like isn't it Saturday? No, is she from SNL or? I think SNL she was from, whatever, but she's normally a comedian.
I think she was from SNL. Yeah. And well,
A really good improv comedian, but I mean, I don't really see her casting her for a villain. I mean, I hope she surprises the shit out of me though.
I think she has potential because I think she could be an underrated actress. Like
I can see it. Yeah,
I can see her pulling it off quite well.
I kind of could too. I could see her like when Jim Carrey did 23, like when he did a couple of those like serious thrillers and stuff. When it was like, holy cow, where did that come from? I can kind of see her pulling that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think like, they're going to be going down that road with Cheetah, but you know what I mean. But something just totally out of her norm, and
exactly.
I can see her killing it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be good.
I want to know how the hell dude's back. I don't want to like.
Oh yeah, I want to know how.
Lasso.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna wait to let
but there's
him
a tease
it.
during it.
Yeah.
But there's a tease during it that says, whatever makes something makes anything possible, your wildest dreams come true. So it could be not even real.
Spoiler.
Yeah, something like that.
Spoilers. Are you married?
Yeah,
Are you asking?
Yeah, McD says I think she's gonna nail it. I mean, I can see it. Yeah. I can really see it.
I think she's gonna nail it too, because I've seen yeah, she's been in comedy stuff, but it's like kind of
I could see her being good in those like serious ones though too. Is kind of what I meant with like the Jim Carrey thing, and yeah.
Yeah, I think she has really good potential to pull it off quite well, and so I'm excited to see how it looks overall. Like I think it'll be good. I'm just interested to see what her transformation into Cheetah looks like in a better light.
Exactly.
In greater detail, because like in the preview, it was just hard to see. It was a quick glance. It was not very bright or light. Like you couldn't really.
And
it was hard to judge because it was so dark and it was just like so quick.
And another thing that comes down to it too is hopefully the CG hopefully it looks good too. I think it will be. I mean, they have good studios there, so.
Special effects have advanced since Jumanji. Because like when they turned that boy.
Jumanji was like so ahead of its time though. I remember at the time there was, like, I remember the effects on that film at the time like just blew you away.
It wasn't even Planet of the Apes. Wasn't that one like CGI too?
Oh, I mean, so many of them are nowadays.
Yeah. But technology is definitely advanced.
But there is a couple. There still is actors out there who shoot things much more practical. Mm-hmm. I mean, a lot of the stuff that the Russo brothers were doing was like that. Yeah. And I mean, yeah, you definitely see actors like that out there. Supposedly, Matt Reeves. A lot of the Batman is actually more practical than.
That's true.
CGI.
That is true.
Oh, real quick, going back to the Batman. One thing I will say though is, I don't know we haven't got a really good clear look at him, but I saw some like fan art stuff too. But the character design of the Riddler.
Ooh, yeah, that looks.
He's got like a ski mask or something, and like, I don't know. I mean, he's definitely creepy and dope, and like
we will have to wait and see.
Kind of the feel and everything to it, I definitely like, but
we'll have to wait and see.
All right, and let's see. I'm trying to remember if there was.
I don't think there's any other spoilers. I'm gonna wave to Lasso. I don't know if he still has us on mute. He might.
I mean, yeah, you can wave to him because we're done with the. Yeah. So yeah, and last week we did go over the video game, though, the Gotham Knights video game, that was finally revealed.
And it looks good.
And I guess that they did kind of show. I was reading something on it, but I didn't see any. I don't know if they did any trailers or images or gameplay screenshots or anything. But there is another DC video game by the same studio that did the Arkham games. Oh hell, what is it? It's called Oh hell.
That one?
It's Suicide Squad. Like Let's Kill the Justice League or something like that, or Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League or something like that. But yeah, it's yeah. What's that look?
That look is me realizing I didn't hear a word you just said, but I did read McDee's comment that in the trailer, did you notice Colin Farrell as Penguin? He looks unbelievably different.
I
He does
haven't
look like
I haven't noticed him in it yet. I probably need to rewatch it. I mean,
yeah.
Because I think I've watched that trailer beginning to end. What, maybe like 5 or 6 times?
I think so.
The part that we kept watching and watching and watching and watching was, wasn't it? I want to say it was Cosplay Chris or the post that McD did.
Yeah.
That video, we watched that like a million times. That shit was hilarious.
I showed that one to my mom too, but I think I saw a glimpse of him as, because
I heard someone else say that.
I have
that he's because it was like last week or it was somewhere. I was in chat or something during the week, and I said something like I said something like about Colin Farrell and Penguin and not seeing him or something, and then someone was like, yeah, he was in that trailer, and I don't think I watched it again to find him, so I might have to do that right after the show.
Yeah,
because he's the one. He is the one that I've been curious to see what he looks like.
Yeah, definitely send a pic, McD, and I'll show him, because I want to say that I did notice him, but actors can go through so much transformation just to for a role that it's insane.
I remember it was actually like one of the last times watching it, I finally noticed that in one of the scenes it was Catwoman and
he looks like a good Penguin though.
That is him, huh? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean that's definitely like Penguin's nose and everything, and yeah, it's okay.
I think he's gonna do good.
It was funny how all the fan art was before when it had Colin Farrell like as the Penguin. He was kind of like almost like a mafia kind of looking. You know, he was still like very Colin Farrell looking. But that looks different than what I kind of was expecting after like all the fan art. But
I don't know if you guys will be able to see it, but I'll try and show.
Yeah, I can't believe I totally didn't catch that.
Like, try to turn it the right way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's
he
gonna do
looks
good.
Insanely good.
I think he's gonna be a much better Penguin than he ever was a Bullseye.
He doesn't have to work too hard.
Yeah.
That Bullseye, my God, and I love Bullseye like in the comics.
I love Bullseye in the Netflix series with Punisher.
They did.
Well, with Daredevil, not Punisher. Why did I say Punisher?
Okay.
I meant Daredevil.
I'm glad you brought this up real quick.
They did really good with Daredevil.
Because I was thinking about this. Series. Yeah, I was thinking about this the other day.
He does look insanely good.
And I haven't even talked to this about to you. Okay, so at the end, that last Daredevil series. Yes. Remember the last like shot that we saw. It was him. It was Bullseye. On, face down on a table, like getting his spine worked on.
Oh yeah.
There's a story arc from the comics when he has he gets infused with this like adamantium spine. Huh. And I'm hoping, like Daredevil, Punisher, they'll be coming back eventually. And if they continue with the Charlie Cox Daredevil, they better continue with him.
I hope so.
With that Bullseye.
I hope so.
And they keep going with that story arc, so I want to see that like that.
They did really good on the Netflix Netflix shows of Punisher and Daredevil. Yeah. And Jessica Jones and Luke Cage. Iron Fist makes me sad because the second
hit or miss
season,
for me, yeah. The second season was a lot better than the first, yeah.
The first season was a little hard, you could tell he wasn't much of an actor, but then the second season you could see the improvements. But what I'm most upset about when it comes to Iron Fist is the story arc. When it ended.
I know, it ended on a pretty good cliffhanger.
Yeah, that's the main thing I'm mostly upset about.
Lasso's asking if they're still talking about Wonder Woman.
I tried to wave.
Yeah,
no, you're good.
He could have been looking away.
Yeah, that's true too.
He could probably be like
waving, smile and wave.
Oh shit! Yeah, I could take that off too. I guess
yeah,
it could be better. So it's.
You hypocrite. You're a...
Yeah, let's just start doing these. Whoops. Get rid of that.
Oh, now he panicked.
There we go.
You're a hypocrite.
Yeah, so there was a couple notes that just off this
That's a low bar. Yeah, I agree.
this most recent new comic book day. I was surprised. Okay, so you guys all know how we don't make it to our LCS until Saturday. I was surprised that our LCS still had one copy
I was too.
of Three Jokers on the new, especially for how busy they were.
I got the last copy of Hellblazer. No, it wasn't Hellblazer. It was the last copy of Mercy, and then it was the last copy of, like, one of the other ones I picked up. I don't remember which one.
Yeah.
It might have been Hellblazer. Or maybe it was Books Magic.
And it's crazy too because I was reading this thing online. There was a couple local news around the country, like Pittsburgh, and it was
a family tree. I left them in the home. It was 7 and 8, but I need 6. Those were the last ones that they had. I remembered what I was saying. Okay, I see waving him back. Yes, you're welcome back.
Yeah, there was.
What were you just saying?
Yeah, there was a couple local news stations like in like a few different cities recently running stories that like the comic book industry has seen a huge increase in sales since the pandemic.
Yeah, you showed me that this morning.
Yeah.
When you actually got me up.
Like the local news in like Pittsburgh ran a story about it. I mean there was like 3 or 4 different like local news stations or something that ran them in different cities across the country.
Comics are awesome.
Which,
I love them.
I mean, I can kind of see because I mean, our main LCS, we've said before how it's been open the whole time.
Yeah.
But
they've been busy more often.
But this Saturday was the most busy it's been in a while.
Yeah. This Saturday they were really busy.
I mean, I guess I was kind of chalking that up mostly to like Three Jokers though.
Because we had 3 Jokers in the hold.
Yeah, because speaking of which, like Three Jokers, a couple sources I was looking at saying like, it was already like breaking some records or something. Three Jokers tops the charts this week. Numerous shops and retailers citing this week the best since those shops reopened. Mm-hmm. So for those shops, this week with Three Jokers was their best week since reopening. And like I said, our main LCS, Dr. Bolts, was the busiest we had seen it in a while. I guess another book that kind of crept on the top 10 of a lot of shops lists is actually that Spawn 309.
Yes.
Was actually seeing a bump, which I'm sure you could chalk that up to Gunslinger has been in the
McD
series.
says that's so awesome to hear that he was so worried about it and was going to coop through the pandemic. Yeah. I agree. It's been really nice being able to still read comics. When they weren't coming out with new books and they had halted issues coming out, it was still nice to be able to go back and catch up on other back issues because I think that's one thing each comic book reader, collector, buyer has is that we have a habit of buying more books than we have to read. So then we get like these massive to be read stack, but then we also go out and buy all these other books before we even get close to what So it's like
because there's
I was
different
able to catch up on a lot, but it's still I buy faster than I read.
Yeah, I mean, because there's different sides to collecting. I mean, there's some people in the comics world, that they don't even read them; they just sell them. There's some that don't buy like any back issues; they just read new stuff. There's a lot actually that don't buy any new stuff and they just collect old stuff. I mean, I've always been 50-50 reader collector.
Over the year, I've become more 50-50 because in the beginning, I was all about, and I am still mostly all about trades. Like one of the trades that I'm really excited should be coming out soon is the Lois Lane 12-issue maxi series. Like that one, because I didn't jump on that one, but I do have the variant that those guys sent us. And then there's the Amazing Mary Jane that I have in trade, but I really want to read the Lois Lane in trade. but over the year
I
and
wanna
us
read it, too.
collecting, I've started to get back issues and single issues over trades, but then I've also still preferred trades. So it just kind of goes back and forth.
Yeah.
'Cause
I know it's even gotten to the point where
Yeah.
you're collecting like pretty niche, like specific stuff. Like how you're like right now you're trying to get those last two books from the kind of key books that pertain to
the identity of Bat and Cat.
yeah
Of Bat and Cat knowing their each other's true identity.
yeah
And I think there's a total of like 6, 7.
yeah there was just because throughout history there's been a few different continuities that have kind of. I mean, right now,
6, yeah.
like we said before, the current continuity is like a Hush, like the issue in Hush when
I
when he
think-
reveals himself to.
Though, if somebody was to present with me like, okay, for the rest of your life, no matter what, when you read, you could either only read in issues or you could only read in trade, I would choose trade. Trade is so much easier to read more without having to pause to grab a new issue out of the back and board and then,
That's
like,
true.
That's the only thing is I still prefer to read trades in stories over trade than I do in single issues, but there's some of them like Daredevil and Black Cat that have been so good that I've been enjoying that I'm like reading as they're coming out. So I mean, I don't know if I'll actually ever buy the trade and then sell the issues or keep the issues and then it's just it's yeah. But
Yeah.
I do like trades though. Although as I was saying though, in this past year I've started collecting more issues. A lot more back issues of like Catwoman and Green Arrow and like a lot more.
I mean, if I had to lean a little bit more to one side, I would definitely lean more to the read. Like I love reading them more than anything. But
yeah, I still love reading them, and that's a good motto to go off of is to read a book a day at least. That's usually what I try to do. There's times though where I go like a good 3-4 days without reading one, and it's like my to read stack on my side of the table out in the living room is getting pretty thick.
yeah,
I have like a stack of like trades like that big and then like a stack of books, but
yeah. And Lasso actually asked, "Do you like to read omnibuses?" We actually have a lot of omnis because we haven't showed. I mean, compared to what we've actually shown on show, like we haven't really shown a lot of our omnis like actually on show.
I know you love omnis. I actually
Yeah,
haven't
I love my
studied-
omnis and absolutes and oversized hardcovers but I love reading trade and sometimes
Yeah.
I love reading like the single issue too, where it's just like a smaller, just like a single issue. I really want to read that run.
Yeah, this is one that I really need to read.
Yeah, that's so it's Green Arrow.
Yeah. This is one that I really need to read that we have.
It's pretty much just the middle of the Green Arrow New 52 during the time Jeff Lemire was on it.
Yeah. But I haven't actually read too many omnibuses.
I don't think you've read. Well, yeah, not many at all. But yeah, you definitely love your trades though.
I do really love my trades. Like, I think it depends, cause like, for the omnis, I like how I think the one thing that's hard is how they're like just so much bigger that they.
Yeah, that is the thing when I read them. I kind of do hate how, especially like, so the ones that I've read the most is the Jeff Johns Green Lantern ones.
Yes.
And those ones are bigger than most. Those things, and I'm just like super careful with it. Try not to jack up the spine or anything.
I agree.
So that part kind of sucks, but.
Yeah, Mick D said that the thing about trades is made for readers. You don't have to worry about condition, and that's true.
Yeah, for the most part.
That's really true. Yeah, because there's some issues that like I'm reading and I'm like, oh wait, no, I know it's a key, or I'm gonna have to be very careful with it. Whereas if you have it in a trade, you're just able, like that's what I enjoy.
We'll either get it in trade and read it, which is what I did with like Cap and Immortal Hulk, because all those Alex Ross covers after I screwed up Immortal Hulk #1.
I really want to get the Lois Lane one though, because I want to get that one in trade.
And another thing, what we do sometimes when we buy, if there's like a super dope cover to like a series we're reading, we'll usually buy like the variant or something, like the cover that we don't mind, and that would be like our reader.
Right.
I mean sometimes we don't do that near as much, but
But did you?
every now and then.
Was there any other news to go over besides?
No, I mean, that was pretty much.
Because I still gotta make us some food.
Yeah, and
I
I
still
still got to
wanna
read
watch
some more
Lucifer.
Garth Ennis Punisher.
I want to start. My mom was saying that that we could start Lucifer and watch like 2 episodes.
and it would be a
then-
good, like, kind of break
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, that would be a good break point. But once we get to episode 5, it's gonna be like we need the whole night to binge watch the rest
crap.
of it.
And there's
So, like,
8?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So like 1 and 2 we can watch, and then it's like 3 and 4 we can kind of watch as standalones. It's like a one a day. But once we get
So
to
not
episode
watch 5.
or it's either after or at 5.
So when you start 5, you have to watch all 8, or you can watch 5. But then starting at 6, you have to go all the way through 8. You might need to clarify that with her so that we know for sure, because that's kind of a lot to watch. Because then that gets between watching 3 to 4.
I remember her saying it was 5 to the rest of them.
It probably could be, because I could see it being like the whole second act of the season. Like,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
actually no, the season's already split in half. So never mind. First quarter act
Yes.
of the season technically.
I still need to go make some food either
All
way.
right, yeah.
But
So
thank
that's
you
gonna do
so
it.
much for hanging out with us, McD. I hope you have a marvelous Monday and it turns out to be a good day.
For real, God, what time is it there? Because this is a lot later than our normal time. And
Yeah.
it's got to be here. Let me do the math real quick. I think I know this.
I don't think you do.
3.
I
55.
would be dead.
3:55, maybe. I don't know, because I can't remember if it's 7 or 8.
I think it's
Because I always
8.
get it confused between him and Homicidal Will in
I think
Wales.
it might be 8.
Yeah, it's either like 2:55 or 3:55.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be 3, or I don't know. I did that math really, really
But
quick.
on that note,
Oh my God, that's been running the whole time. That banner down there. I am so fired this week.
oh, don't worry. I was fired last week.
I actually fired you from our show like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
The video's still on YouTube. Oh God, I'm way off at 2:55. R2D2.
RTD2. 2:55. Yes, you were an hour off because you said 3.
Yeah.
So it's close. He was close.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's gonna do it. Hey, Simply Incredible podcast. What's going on?
We're just wrapping up.
Yeah, we're just about to wrap up.
Always try to be nice, but never fail to be kind.
Okay, that's not quite.
Did I jump
yet.
the gun again?
Of course.
I
I was just gonna say that. So yeah,
Did I jump the gun?
I don't know if we'll hop on at some point during the week.
Maybe.
I mean, we're trying to get our other shows and stuff rolled out during the week, but yeah, I don't know.
We'll see.
It's definitely good to just follow us on Instagram at Married with Issues. That's where we
That's
normally
Instagram.
keep up to tabs with announcing
RT2D2.
shows, but
R2D2.
Married with Issues
Cheetah.
Live. This was issue 67.
Yeah.
And this
To
show
make up for our
will
show
at
that we
least
didn't
be
have yesterday.
yeah. It's normally not on Sundays. It's normally Saturdays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern. YouTube.com/C/marriedwithissues. And it gets uploaded Sunday in podcast format on most of the major podcast apps.
And today's Sunday.
All right, we love you guys. Be
Thanks for
safe.
joining us. Always try to be nice, but never fail to be kind. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday and a good week.
Love you guys.